good. So, yeah, I definitely want to ask about the league, but to start, I'd just be curious to hear more about your personal interest and involvement in sports.
My personal interest started as a way to express like leadership skills.
Yeah.
I thought the best way, instead of trying to use politics to prove that I can lead the community, I can use sports. And especially since the youth are lacking within this community, the best way to get the most support is by getting the youth.
Okay, sure.
So now by working for about 6 years, the goal is within 10 years to establish a community center.
Okay.
I'm looking to get about 100, 200 supports from the youth. And now that the technologies and social media has, tremendously gone everywhere. With 100 people, if each of them, share their support, post it online, social networks, we can reach out to basically everyone in the Muslim community.
Okay.
And we can get that support we need to establish that center. And that's very important. You want to be able to get support from other states, other cities as well to establish a good center.
Okay. Yeah. Is the ideal then to get a community center going in Ypsilanti or
in our area?
Okay.
Ypsilanti in our area. We have a kind of a weird thing. It goes Narber, and then Ypsilanti is a border ship, and there's a little part with Pittsfield.
Okay.
So it's kind of a weird
area. Sure. Okay. Yeah. And then for the league, just tell me more about initially how many people were a part of it and its growth, and anything you want to say about that?
So initially we started as a come in and start playing. Anybody can come in and play.
Okay.
We had about 5 to 10 people, and that's when Imran Mojan started this.
Okay.
And I joined him, and I got my friends to start coming in, and we started getting about 20 people, and that's when I said, I can start a league now. So the first league, we had no shirts, 1 referee, 2 games. That's it.
And this is basketball, right?
This is basketball. Okay. 2 days, 2 games.
Okay.
Trophies and for everyone.
Yeah.
It cost us about $100.
Okay. Let's start very small.
Very small, decent, just to see, the feedback. And I think this was $10 a person at that time. And I said, we need to increase our awareness within this part of the town. So I said the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on getting sponsors.
Okay.
So that way when they ask kids if they're playing in that league or not, it will intrigue them to ask about this basketball league and what's going on.
Okay, yeah.
So then we started with that. That was 3 teams of 5 players. So we increased to 15, but we had shirts for everyone with their names, numbers to make them feel a little better. We played in another charter school in Ypsilanti. And then the 4th year is where I said, now we need to go, make history this time. And we got 5 teams of 5 players for youth, which was 25 players.
Okay.
And then 5 teams of 5 for the high school teams, which was 50 players.
Wow.
And the gym said, we're more than happy to help. And Dr. Shelaby is the one. He's the principal at the school. That's his former student in 3rd and 4th grade. So he was happy with me starting the program and said, yes, definitely can use the gym.
Yeah, great.
And they let us use it for almost 4 hours every Saturday.
Okay.
Dad wasn't happy about it. I spent a lot of time away from studies there. But I thought, it's a good way to make history at that time.
Yeah.
Worked out well. We had about a $5,000 budget for that league.
Okay. Yeah.
Ever since then, I filed for Ours Corporation. I said I want to take this to another level.
Okay.
We got directors, which is Hasib Khan, Qasim Abdullah, my dad, my brother, Sohaib Jaffer, Usman Jaffer. He takes care of the website, which you contacted me.
Yeah, that's how it all started, yeah.
So we said, we need to make a Facebook page. We need to get at least a website up, get people to start, looking us up,
Sure.
thinking about us, talking about us, started putting up YouTube videos. We're partners with YouTube now as well.
Oh,
so that's nice. And then ever since then, with the help of Gossam and Steve, they would think about, they had more connections within some of the community, so they'll go out and ask them, what they thought and what kind of sports they want. We'd get together and say, hey, I think $25 is too much. I asked this person, he said, oh, he can't do $25. It's too much for him. And, I'd say, I got to this person, he said, he can do it for $25. So we'd come into like a mutual agreement, we'd say $20.
Yeah.
We can meet both halfway. From there, we started table tennis, and then we were going to start more sports from them. And as of now, we're filing for 501c3, and hopefully a couple more months, we should have that, and we'll be moving forward to our ultimate goal, which is the community center.
Yeah. Okay. And what are some things you're envisioning with the community center? Can you say a little bit more about that, please?
So the community center, I want the community center to not just be a place where people come as a fitness place.
Yeah.
I want it to be a place where people can come, sit down. So there's like a sitting lounge, there's classrooms, tutorings, there's a library, there's computers, possibly offices for people to just, sit down, or have, maybe the executives, the board members want to come in, work, improve, have meetings or stuff like that. That would be nice. Have like 5 basketball courts that can be used as a hall, a prayer area as well, because during the time of Eve, we usually rent out the EMU Convention Center, which is a basketball court, because they can simply not fit in the prayer hall, since we have about 4,000 people.
Okay.
So, they have to pay for that, so maybe, 5 courts will be enough for them to pray there. So we can hold an annual Eid prayer there, which would be very nice.
Yeah.
And then, just have lectures. There's many Muslim scholars that come to speak. And in this community, in this area, we don't have like a nice lecture hall where they can come and, a nice high school or college type lecture hall would be nice, where they can take notes, learn, and maybe even online, we can put a projector up and do online courses, online seminars. We can maybe hold Miss is another thing. It's universal. All the states do it. It's like a competition kind of thing. So maybe hold educational competitions and stuff like that.
Sure. I hope this works. It sounds so good. Yeah.
The legal advisor told me that too. He's like, hope this works out for you.
Yeah. So, and you've already touched on this to an extent, but could you say more about benefits for basketball sports, for Muslim, for youth, just anyone? What benefits do you see sports having?
So, I think in our community, we lack health a little bit. It's awareness and just generally what we eat, what we take in, how much exercise we need. With a fitness center, we can also keep reminders, pass out stuff, make sure they know what they're eating. Hold free clinics, have doctors come in once a day in the gym, set up clinics and centers like that. As a point of Islam and how it benefits Islam is, this community needs an area to strengthen each other. The best way to exceed in Islam with me, I think, in my opinion, is to have someone that makes you better. Which is in any case, you want to play with the best, you want to learn with the best. And if we can't do that in Islam, we won't be the best. If you don't hang around with the scholars and they don't intrigue you, and they need to motivate you to learn more about it. Usually what happens is they hear it from someone else and they don't know if it's true or if it's the real thing or what it is. And it's not their fault. Sometimes people don't know that they're not allowed to eat pork, or they think, certain times we can eat pork and certain times we can't eat pork. But there's more to it. But it's not their fault. They're not going to get sin for it because they don't know. So it's our responsibility to go out and get the knowledge. And God has always said, unless you have the knowledge, I won't judge you. But if you have the knowledge and you still do it, then I'll, find you credible for that. So it's important for us to get the knowledge. The only way we can get the knowledge is to surround ourselves with more people that have higher knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah. So setting up lecture halls or even having these high scholars come play basketball with us, they share stories and it gets out like that.
Sure. Yeah. How about negatives or challenges? So, resistance among some in the community, or what challenges have you faced?
That's a very good question. There's a lot of resistance within this community. It's slowly coming down a little bit, but I believe it is the youth that can bury it, completely bury it. Only the youth can do it. And I think the youth in this community highly lacks it. We come to a point where we know if it can't happen, we're like, that's fine, we'll just sit down or we'll find another place or we'll do something else.
Yeah.
But I want to try to get the youth together to say, hey, look, if this didn't work out, we need to go back. We need to ask them why it didn't work out and find another way. We cannot just give up like that. You cannot just move to a different place. Canton is developed by many young people. They have got a separate school. They have a gym. They have a downstairs area where it's gaming. They have gamings. They have
Oh, nice.
They have a table tennis down there, which they do weekly for adults as well. So they've developed from a youth area up, even to a point where they have credit card machines for donations.
Really?
Yes. So that's how you know they're improving, and we're still here with boxes, and we're asking people for donations. I'm not saying that we're totally, we are kind of right now in a mix where we need to step aside and say, look, this community is where it was 20 years ago. We need to step down or stay together in order to improve it. If not, what's going to happen is we're going to have many gifted youth move out and do better stuff for other people. There's, in Dallas, we just visited recently down there, they're having a youth conference within their state with all their masjids. They're all coming together. They're all youth groups are coming together, MSAs, they're all coming together as one. And that's what Islam is supposed to be about, coming together as one. If we're all on our own, this world is cold. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah. Just a little bit following up on the resistance, drawing from dinner conversation here. Could you just say a little bit more about just the mentality of some that, prayer is great, but you don't really need this sports stuff.
Right. Their thing is, if you want to play sports, you do it on your time. You don't need to come here and do it.
Okay.
This is like a prayer hall, or we're going to do lectures here, or we don't have enough money, or we have budgets for other stuff that we're concerned about. There's minimal for youth activities, and especially for sisters, which I'm kind of, I don't know what to say. It's kind of shocking. And it's not good because in Islam it is important, and it is our Prophet used to encourage it. And it's never said it's forbidden or anything. By segregating it, it makes it perfectly edible for them to participate in it. It makes them more comfortable as well. I know most sisters and friends that wouldn't want to participate together. It doesn't make them comfortable.
Sure.
As for men, they wouldn't want to participate as well. So making it segregated and having segregated things for them would be nice.
Sure. Yeah. Now, another thing that I've been interested in is the idea of sports potentially challenging negative stereotypes of Muslims. And so have you seen, or could you see ways in which sports could be used as a vehicle to help non-Muslims understand Muslims better, maybe have a more favorable view of Islam?
Yes, definitely. There's, in a way, I like to say is our community and our league is open. I don't reject anybody that is non-Muslim from not playing. I would actually, I like it. But I give preference to the Muslims first because we want to make sure we're letting all the Muslims play first because there's so many of them. We want to make sure we come in. Sports is the best way you can understand and get to know Muslims. I'm not saying we don't fight in my 3-year career. I have suspended some people as a commissioner, so I'm not saying there's no fights. Or it's actually it's sports. So competition gets in the way. But, you know, playing with someone, developing chemistry with someone, it doesn't come to who they are, what skin color they are, or what, you know, their religion is. It's more about having fun with them. And when you understand, you play with them, you're able to understand them better, and, you know, you're open to them more.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Now, have you had some non-Muslims in the league so far?
Yeah, we had, I think, one or two. We had a couple converts.
Okay.
One, I believe, was not a convert, and he has played. This Canton Football League that's going to be playing, there's going to be many non-Muslims in them as well, which we're partnering with as well.
Yeah.
So that will be another one. But in the future, we're planning to expand, and that expansion will have no restriction, and everyone will get an equal chance.
Sure. Okay. All right. Yeah. Another thing I've been interested in asking people about is the idea of competition or competitiveness. And, you know, I guess from my standpoint, competition can be great, but it also can be bad. Could you say more about your opinion on that, positives and negatives of competitiveness or competition, you know, in sports, or maybe not even in sports, just in general?
So competitiveness, I try to even it out as much as I can. As most of the people that play, I kind of know, so I know how they play.
Yeah.
So I kind of even them out. Or if one team is not doing so well, we actually had at one point where this team was not winning any games.
Okay.
So, you know, I decided, you know, these players are not getting along, and this player is doing this well, and this team is not getting credit. We'll do a trade for 2 players for 1.
Okay.
And we'll bring that player into that. That team that ended up winning no games in the season ended up going to the championship game, which was actually his team as well.
Right. I guess you like that.
He was very happy, and the kids were happy too. So I like to kind of spread out the competition.
Yeah.
But competition does get in the way. The only way to cool them off is to, you know, step aside a little bit, take them out of the game, or have the referee kind of handle it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then another question, which is not specifically related to sports, but I'd like to work it into sports. And this is one of those questions that you could probably speak hours and hours and hours on. But for you personally, what stands out to you about being a Muslim American? So not just Muslim, not just American, but rather Muslim American.
So I honestly think being Muslim was the best thing I could be, because in life there's a lot of people that, you know, will screw you over and stuff like that. And I have many non-Muslim friends that ask me, yo, you know, why are you not doing, you know, getting back at him, or why are you not screaming at him, why are you not mad at him? You know, I say this is the teaching of my religion. It's to forgive and to forget. It's not, you know, we all make mistakes. Even if it's against yourself, try to be kind to one each other, even if there's, you know, the bad talking to you. Even in the league, there's some people, sometimes even Muslims will, you know, will criticize you or speak bad about you. But you are to, if you're going to be a good Muslim, you want to make sure you follow the small things that can change people's hearts. So when someone's screaming at me about something, you know, I stay calm, stay patient, stay cool. And you know what? When they go home, I go home and they cool down, I get text messages as, I'm sorry, I should have directed out. And that's the main key. If we all understand patience and kindness, I think Islam can be heard even better. And that's the best way to be heard. But slowly we're losing patience, and this world is being heartless a little bit. Throughout religions, I mean, everyone's on their own, kind of. Throughout the world.
Sure. Yeah. Now, with that question, the follow-up would be to relate that to sports, but you did that already, so I really have nothing to follow up there. So I think, at least, you've gone through all the questions I was going to ask and did so very, very well, and I really appreciate that. But I think the one other thing I might want to follow up on is just a little bit more about the youth of this community. And, I mean, to an extent you talked about this, but is there anything else that comes to mind in terms of how the youth of the community have engaged with Islam more because of playing through sports or anything like that?
I have seen about 15 to 30% increase.
Have you? Oh.
Mainly because they know I go to that community center, so they get to meet me there.
Yeah.
They call me coach.
Yeah,
I coach some of the kids.
Yeah.
So I attend one area, so they know where to meet me. They got questions and stuff like that. But I think through this sports league, I've been able to get them to come to this community center. I've told them, if you have to give me a feast or anything, come to pray here. That way, they come there and then they pray there.
Oh, nice.
And I get my work done as well.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that's holding that other 70% back is that community or that center doesn't do anything for them. I mean, they're willing to spend more money on lectures than more money for them to have a good time. So I think if we invest more in the youth, they will give back to that center, and you will see a tremendous increase. I went, in my research, you will read as well, I went to the Canton Masjid for a Friday prayer as well, where all of them get together. I saw a tremendous increase in the youth that came to pray there.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
One is because their school is attached.
Okay.
They have a school attached too. You'll see their kids come too. But there are more people there, more coordinators, so more people are willing to come there to meet them, say hi to them. And it's kind of like a hangout area kind of now.
Wow, okay.
They will come there and they'll talk about what they did over the weekend, or they need to talk to one person. They'll just come over and pray there, and they'll meet up there, So it's closing that gap in that area. Yeah. Whereas in our community, there's too big of a gap, which to close it is going to take time.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Wow, that really was great. I don't have anything else to ask. Is there anything else that you can think of that you think I might want to know, or anything to add to anything?
I think through your studies is going to help. I think the best way for this community to improve would be to get out to the youth, and hopefully this interview will awaken some to rethink. And hopefully they don't take it in a bad way, because I don't mean it in a bad way.
Right.
I just want us to improve and be better like all the rest of the community.
Sure.
Not be behind.
Yeah.
And when they look at us, they're like, no, let's not do an event there. There's no, there's not going to be many people that are going to attend there. Let's go somewhere else. There's more youth there. I want to attract more youth here. I want to make this a nice headquarter, a nice area.
Great. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Good.